So you want to talk about contracts.
Greetings, program!
So if you haven't been under a rock and you actually follow conservative personality types, you've probably heard about the Steven Crowder versus the Daily Wire issues going on. This is going to be a pretty brief video because I really don't have much to say on it other than the fact that both sides are right and both sides are wrong. And what do I mean by this? Crowder is right in the sense that he's worth more than what they offered him. However, the point of contracts are to negotiate. So, from what I'm understanding, is this was the only offer given, and he didn't even bother because he felt insulted. That's his want. He's he has no he has no obligation to negotiate with them, just as they have no obligation to negotiate with him. However, that said, the Daily Wire is also right in the fact that they offered what they thought would be at least something to start from and maybe work their way up or down or wherever the parties meet in the middle. The one thing that I keep hearing people complain about is the recording of the conversations, the calls, and the releasing of them by Steven Crowder. And to an extent, I can understand why they're concerned. Like in my state, I have a two-party consent law that I have to follow by. So before I can even record a call, I have to ask the person if they're okay with being recorded. Now, to get around this, I could set up a professional automated system that says these calls may be monitored or recorded for quality assurance and purposes, blah blah, training purposes, blah 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 blah. However, if I were to have a conversation with somebody that I am potentially looking to work with, and I want to make sure that everything's being reported correctly between me and them, I would definitely ask, hey, do you mind if I record the call on my side? Mostly just because if there's something I didn't hear or something like that. That is a way of getting around this that Stephen could have used. Now, again, I don't know if Jeremy Boring or anybody at the Daily Wire who Stephen Crowder was talking with knew they were being recorded. I don't know if they've given consent. We might find out today during Stephen Crowder's presence on Timcast IRL. So, again, they're both good. They're both right and wrong. Because, again, the Daily Wire, knowing Crowder's personality type and stuff, I understand they wanted protections, but at the same time, they could have done the contract a little better. At the same time, Steven Crowder shouldn't blow up like a big baby, acting like he's been insulted from here to hell and back over a contract offer. There are better ways to professionally go about doing this, and really what it is, in my opinion, is just a giant PR stunt, to be honest. I don't think that it's necessarily going to hurt or harm either company or either entity in this situation. But when I sit here and look at it and listen to the various people talk about it, especially those that run media businesses, like actual legitimately trying to run a business, not just a podcast like mine, it's understandable where the Daily Wire came from on this. They are running a business. Businesses need to make money. At the same time, when you're running a media group, you have to figure out, what's the cost of your personalities? How popular are they? Like, if I were to apply to Timcast network of presenters, whether it be on IRL or if you were to branch out and let me have my own show that I did certain segments throughout the day, or had a particularly a live show that I did myself, I wouldn't expect to be paid as much as the people on IRL or the people that have been there longer than me. But at the same time, I wouldn't expect to be lowballed either, and I don't think Tim would do that. I also don't think the Daily Wire would do that. Like if I were to come into the Daily Wire, I would expect a less contract than Crowder, and yet I have nothing but understanding that I would probably be able to negotiate higher than what they're offering me. Maybe not to Crowder's level, but to meh. If they offer me down here at the bottom of my frame, I might be able to get up to here on the initial contract, and then as things progress, maybe we can negotiate up, or maybe my views are down, so therefore they want to negotiate lower. That's the price of doing business, and I think that's what is missing here. Is we're all focused on the he said she said. Let's talk about it. I have not. I will admit this. I have not watched the Daily Wire's video of the breakdown of the contract. I just haven't had an hour to spend to myself to watch it. But I plan on watching it. I also plan on watching the Crowder segment today on IRL. If I don't watch it today, I'll watch it tomorrow, and we'll go from there. But ultimately, like I said, this is kind of a shorter one. Call me a fence sitter if you will. That's fine. But in all honesty, both have their pros and cons that line up for them. And again, Crowder, if you're going to record calls, especially when you're dealing with contract negotiations, make sure everybody's aware that you're recording the call. So that way, yes, they might change the way they present certain things to you, but you can at least get a clearer understanding of things and use it as a way to go back. Oh, hey, I missed this. This could have been, the topic A correlates with topic C, not topic D or whatever. Point A, through the contracts. But I'm rambling now. So ultimately, I hope that both sides can at least come to a conclusion that isn't being stressed out upon all the time. Like, let's just let this die and move on after tonight with Tim Pool. Like I said, I still plan on watching the Daily Wires thing and going from there. I still watch Louder with Crowder, and if his contract's up with Blaze and he comes up with his own business, I might consider subscribing to that. We'll see. We'll just see how the finances work out. Let's see. Let's just see how the world works. So take care. I hate doing this, but like, subscribe, click the bell notification, all that fun stuff. I got to start doing that a little bit more in the middle of things, or even at the beginning. But it is what it is. Come check me out on Substack, where I host not just my written work now, but also my audio podcast. My podcast is uploaded to Spotify and Apple and Substack. So I'm going to be working on getting some other locations, and I might switch the way that I upload it to everything. So we'll see. All right. Take care. Peace, everyone.